Young authors, it's time to rise. Hello there. You are welcome to the Young Author channel. You are entreated to subscribe to our channel for more updates on book writing. Leave your comment in the comment section, like, and share to bless others. Today I am going to let you know that you are not too young to start writing. Neither are you too young to own a book. It will be appropriate for you to watch the video to the end. For better understanding, first of all, just in case you should know about this channel, the Young Author channel is here to campaign for the youth who want to become an author but probably might have diminished themselves regards to their age, level of education, accuracy in English language, etc. Becoming an author isn't about age. It's about growth. It's not about how well you can write, nor about the school you attended. It's about constant writing and keeping your head in the good books of others. There is no self-man-made, therefore you have got to learn from others. Let's break the stereotypes together. Many believe that becoming an author is something you can only do when you're older. But that's a myth. Age doesn't define an author, growth does. And growth comes from studying, learning, and improving your craft. Young authors don't need to wait to be old enough. If you're willing to put in the effort to learn and to grow, then your time to write is now. Some of the greatest books have been written by young minds, young and trusted their growth. You don't need a profile to become an author, however. You are likely to build a massive profile through writing. And to the older generation, it's time to support these rising voices. Encourage the young authors around you. Offer guidance, share your wisdom, and help them grow. They don't need to wait to be older. They need the right tools, the right encouragement, and the opportunity to grow through study. So, to all the young aspiring authors out there, don't wait. Start now, study, learn, and most importantly, write. I started my book writing journey long time ago when I was 17 years. I published my first book titled, Holiness Pays, right after the completion of my secondary cycle education. I own over 20 books now in my 20s and still writing I believe that when you stop writing, you cease improving. When you stop reading, you stop growing, and when you stop growing, you begin to die. There is more than enough and still in you to emerge as a great author someday. This does necessarily create the ideology that you won't face challenges or conundrums. It bound every writer and or author to be rejected from the beginning. I mean, your book may not be accepted by the society, and it happens to all of us. However, one day you will smile, ready to rise and write your book. Subscribe to the Young Author for more tips, inspiration, and support. I believe you are enlightened by this piece of. Let me introduce you to some few great authors who started just like you if you could begin the journey now. Christopher Paolini is an American fantasy writer and author of Aragon. The first book he wrote in the Inheritance cycle, Paolini, born in 1983, began writing the novel after graduating from home school at the age of 15. After writing the first draft for a year, Paolini spent a second year rewriting and fleshing out the story and characters. His parents saw the final manuscript and in 2001, decided to self-publish Aragon. Paolini spent a year traveling around the United States promoting the novel. The book was discovered by novelist Carl Hiaasen, who brought it to the attention of Alfred Knopf. The republished version was released on August 26, 2003. Another author on my list is Essie Hinton. While still in her teens, Hinton became a household name as the author of The Outsiders, her first and most popular novel. Set in Oklahoma, in the 1960s, she began writing it. In 1965, the book was inspired by two rival gangs at her school, Will Rogers High School, the Greasers and the Sox, and her desire to empathize with the Greasers by writing from their point of view. She wrote the novel when she was 16 and it was published in 1967. Since then, the book has sold more than 14 million copies. In 2017, Viking Press stated the book sells over 500,000 copies a year. Hinton's publisher suggested she use her initials instead of her feminine given names, so that the first male book reviewers would not dismiss the novel because its author was female. After the success of The Outsiders, Hinton chose to continue writing and publishing, using her initials, because she did not want to lose what she had made famous and to allow her to keep her private and public lives separate. The last author I will talk about is Marjorie Bowen. She was born in 1885 on Hayling Island in Hampshire. Her alcoholic father, Veer Douglas Campbell, left the family when Bowen was young and was eventually found dead on a London street. She and her sister grew up in poverty, and their mother was reportedly unaffectionate. Bowen studied at the Slade School of Fine Art, and later in Paris, at the age of 16. Bowen wrote her first work of fiction, a violent historical novel set in medieval Italy. Titled The Viper of Milan, the book was rejected by several publishers, who considered it inappropriate for a young woman to have written such a novel. It went on to become a bestseller when eventually published. After this, Bowen's prolific writings were the chief financial support for her family.